You are listening to Hannah's Heart, Book 3 in the Claudin's Ring saga, written by J.M. Paquette, narrated by Megan Mackie, published by Four Horsemen Publishing, Inc., copyright J.M. Paquette and 2021, all rights reserved. Dedication to the 9 p.m. Club, without whom this book would have taken another 2 years to finish. Acknowledgements. Finishing a series is always a big deal. The end of a long journey, the knowledge of a job hopefully well done, and the excitement of new paths to follow into stranger woods. Of course, this would never have happened without help, so without further ado, thank you to Remy and EV for putting up with my late nights on the computer focusing on the people inside my head. You are the best. Thank you to Phil for motivating me with threats of stares and uncomfortable clothing each week, and for being another set of eyes to catch the weirdness. Thank you to Vanessa, the best editor ever, without whom this book would still have over 500 nods and 300 shrugs, for whipping my prose into shape. Thank you to Val for always having the best choice in music for the current scene. And finally, thank you to Erica for the inspiration and encouragement, and for lighting the proverbial fire under my butt and making me do what I said I would do. Best superhero ever. Hannah Tallerin, once Hannah von Kriosk, stood at the end of an alley. She didn't recognize the place, but the buildings on either side were pale, probably white stone in the sunlight, though it was dark now, the only light from the half-moon drifting through the scuttling clouds. It was windy, Hannah's red hair blowing first back from her face, then swirling around before her eyes, the faint tinge of ocean in the air. She quickly tucked her curls behind her ears, peering through the dim light, keen vampire eyes picking up the details of stone and dirt as she expected. But she couldn't see anything obviously out of place. Still, something wasn't right. She could feel it. There were two people at the other end of the alley, the taller form embracing the other, like a lover, a head bent into the other's neck. Hannah recognized the pose, having held her share of victims just like that, and she stayed where she was, allowing the vampire to finish. Time was strange, and Hannah waited for her mind to fill in the missing pieces. When she saw the body of the victim slowly slump to the ground, gently drifting in a motion defying normal laws of gravity, Hannah understood. This is a dream. But that wasn't completely accurate. This didn't feel like her own dream. She had enough experience with other people's dreams to know the difference. This didn't feel like one of Solin's memories either. Since she had reclaimed her body, she hadn't had a dream like this. That left another possibility. The person at the end of the alley had abandoned the body and was now walking toward her. She knew it was Rory by the gait of his stride, recognizing her husband even before she could see the moonlight gleaming off his dark hair, the glint of silver hoops on the tips of his long elf ears. Those were something he hadn't had when she had last seen him, when he had run from the inn in Severin, when he had learned Solon was with child, when he'd realized that she'd betrayed him. "Rory," she breathed, the sight of him stirring her heart despite the distance between them. But he didn't seem to notice her standing there, his form striding right through her. Her hand dropped to the necklace at her neck automatically, seeking the ring she had worn there for so long, wondering if the artifact's magic allowed her to see the real Rory. She tugged Claudin's ring off her neck and held it out, staring as it spun on the end of the chain, the metal glinting in the moonlight. The ring allowed Claudin to see the wearer, though. It wouldn't connect her to Rory. She wondered if maybe she was seeing one of Claudin's dreams, though dream walking wasn't normally her ability. That didn't make sense either. She tried to imagine why Rory would be dreaming about killing someone, but then she turned to follow him, and abruptly she was standing in a different place, a room this time, a much fancier space than Hannah had ever seen Rory in. She took in the fabric on the walls, the fine carpeting, the well-crafted furniture. It wasn't her father's castle, but the sense of luxury was familiar. Hannah thought it might be the elven city of Firene. But that didn't make any more sense than Rory killing someone
Sample complete. Ready to continue?